Hey, bro. As you might recall, I have been starting a small series on basically just basic habits that we can use and introduce into our daily lives in order to just make ourselves better, in order to self-improve, in order to get rid of bad habits. And this video is simply going to be a continuation of this small series, and I think also that this video is going to be probably by far the shortest of them because it's very, very simple. It's absolutely basic, what I'm going to touch on this time, and I know that I pretty much always say that it's basic stuff that I talk about, but it is because, again, I probably say this at the beginning of pretty much every video, the basics work, and we're just so full of distraction, and we're just so distracted by everyday life that we forget how easy it is to set ourselves up for success, how easy it is to make our lives better, because we simply forget the basics. And therefore, I just hope to reintroduce the thought of implementing these basic habits into your life in you guys. Yeah. The first video that I've been talking about, that I've been using in this small series, I think was about sport and just working out, going to the gym. The second one must have been about food, eating clean, eating healthy. And the last one that I can remember must have been on meditation. And they are absolutely essential and very important. Now, this one is going to cover another topic, which is, in my opinion, equally important as the other three ones, but some might argue it's not as important. But again, in my opinion, it's absolutely important to self-improvement as meditation, as working out, as eating clean is. So today I'm going to be talking about journaling. Now, as always, I'm going to give you a brief introduction into my experience with journaling, and then we're just going to cover journaling in general, how to do it, what to do, and why it's good. So, as with so many of these things in terms of self-improvement, my experience with journaling starts around April of 2022. I was in Thailand and I made a decision to, when I'm coming back, changing my life to the better. And I have been somewhat journaling before that, but it was more like setting goals and just writing about them. But I took it a step further, and that is mainly because I discovered the channel of Hamza, and Hamza was a strong advocate of and a strong supporter of journaling. And I thought, well, if he does it, then I can do it too. It's not that hard. And so when I came back to Germany, I simply grabbed a pen and paper and started journaling. And now, what is journaling? Journaling, in my opinion, there definitely are several takes on it, but I would say that journaling is simply sitting down and processing your thoughts on paper, writing about what you think, and basically having a conversation with yourself. And what's my experience with it? Well, to be honest, it changed pretty much everything for me, made everything so much better because it helped to clear my mind. Now, it's different from meditation because meditation also helps clearing your mind, but it's different in terms of once you write things down, you're done with them. The thought process is at an end because you've written it down, it's finalized. And that helps a lot if you want to get things out of your mind. If you have something that troubles you, then trust me, sitting down and just writing about it will not only help you get rid of it, but it will also give you answers to your problem, to your troubles. And I think personally, I felt that it helps you to get out of troubling situations, of weird thoughts and anything. So yeah, whenever you encounter bad thoughts or anything, trust me, sitting down and writing about them will first of all help you get rid of them, and secondly, by processing your thoughts, by writing and thinking about them, you learn how to deal with them. And you also tend to understand that once you've written it down, you recross it, you just realize, man, it's not that big of a problem at all. It's just, I made it big in my mind. So journaling definitely helped me with that. So yeah, it helps me find answers. If I have a question that troubles me, I sit down and I write about it. And 100% of the time when I do these things, it works. It just works wonders. It gives me answers, and that's basically why I do it. It's calming, and it also helps to train your focus, because you have to sit there and have a conversation with yourself, and it's not that easy for some of us. And yeah, it definitely helps you to get more focused and to just learn how to sit, think, write, think again about what you've written, write again. So it just makes you learn how to focus. That's basically it. So again, helps me find answers, it's calming, it clears your mind, and it trains your focus on pretty much everything. Now, these are not the only benefits of journaling. There's another great benefit of it, which comes as a side effect, but really it's a great benefit. And it's just that your writing gets much better. You get way more eloquent the longer you do it, because you learn new terms. You speak differently, you think differently, and you write more beautifully, more articulate, which I think is only a benefit for all of us to get more articulate, especially for someone like me who is not native in English. So definitely helps me to do that in English, but in German as well. So I journal both in German and English, depends just on basically how I feel. And yeah, so this is one thing that it definitely helps with. It just gets you a different feel towards the language that you speak, which is very important, I think. And it definitely helps us all to get a bit more articulate. Now, it also helps with achieving your goals. If you journal about your goals, then there's no doubt then that confronting yourself with, I don't know, your process, how far you've gone, what you've done, which boxes you've ticked, and so on, that definitely helps, no doubt, because again, you just throw aboard everything that you don't need. It helps you to refocus and think in that sense also about your goals, if you're using journaling for your goals. It is also a self-confidence boost, in my opinion. Now, hear me out on this one, because I think this is probably the most important aspect of journaling that's overlooked often. I myself tend to criticize myself a lot. I just criticize myself all the time. All the time. I'm speaking very harsh to myself in my mind, and I'm just criticizing myself nonstop. So when you're journaling and you are forcing yourself to think about good things that you've done, to think about the things that you've achieved, that helps you. That helps you a lot, because it shows you, aside from all the criticism that you give yourself, which is important, it's good that you criticize yourself because it keeps you going. But it also just shows you how far you've come, the things that you've done, and basically how great you are as a person. Because as a matter of fact, most of us definitely over-criticize themselves, and therefore it's just incredibly positive and helpful for you to remind yourself of how great you actually are, of the great things that you've done, of the achievements that you have done, the boxes that you've ticked, and so on. So, and of course, doing that over time will give you a confidence boost, because you remember, despite of all the criticism that you still give to yourself, you still have in mind that, well, okay, yeah, I did some shit there and this didn't go the way that I wanted it to go, but I did this, I accomplished that, and you basically just give yourself a more balanced point of view towards yourself, which I think is very important. Now, that does not mean that you should stop criticizing yourself. Critique to a certain point is absolutely healthy. It's good, and we need it, especially if we want to improve ourselves. But on the other hand, reassuring yourself of the positive things that you've done will only help. It will only make you feel better. And yeah, there's one more thing that is very important in my opinion. It is that you just get in touch with yourself, just like meditation, because you are forced to confront yourself with yourself. And what are you doing when you're journaling? You're listening to your thoughts, and you're talking to your subconscious. And I don't see how that could be negative in any way. It just teaches you more about yourself, and it makes you get more in tune with your inner self. So this is definitely something positive about it. It reduces stress and anxiety, just like meditation, because again, you refocus. You learn how to put away things and just settle in yourself, get a clear mind, find yourself, and then on you go. And therefore, it definitely helps to reduce stress. And I notice then that when I am in a stressful situation and I start journaling about it, I again just, you take that step back and you see yourself from the outside, and you realize that the stressful situation that you thought of as stressful actually isn't as stressful. And yeah, that just helps with stress and anxiety, definitely. And it also helps to find inspiration, because sometimes when you feel empty or inspirationless, trust me, when you grab a pen and a piece of paper and you just sit there for a couple of minutes and think, your subconscious will spit out something great. It will give you something great to think about. It definitely will help you get inspiration. So yeah, as you can see, there are tons of benefits to journaling, and I would suggest definitely that everyone do it, but of course you don't have to, right? This is with all of this self-improvement stuff. You don't have to do it, but if you take self-improvement seriously, there's just no argument against doing it. Therefore, you should do it. Now, when and how should you do it? Just, first of all, how? It's not that hard. You literally grab a pen and paper and just write. When? That's up to you. You can do it whenever you want, whenever you've got time. And final thing, time. It's the same thing with meditation. If you are telling me that you don't have 5 or 10 minutes a day to sit there by yourself and think, then you're just lying to yourself. You're just being fucking lazy, trying to find an excuse that just doesn't work. You do have the time for journaling, and you also have the time for meditation. You just have to make that time. We've all got 24 hours a day, and if I can fucking do it, you can do it too. There's just no excuse to it. So yeah, that's basically it on journaling. There's not much more to say. Do it and see how you will reap the benefits of it. Guys, see you in the next one. I hope you like this video. I hope it makes you think. I hope that you implement this in your life, and yeah, this will definitely help changing our lives to the better. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.